It's her dad yelling at somebody at the door, and all of a sudden the front door slams. There's empty silence in the house as the girl can only hear herself breathe. But then hears her mother screaming and yelling, "She's upstairs! She's upstairs!" Panicked, she runs and hides in her parents' bedroom wardrobe where it locks on the inside. Standing in there quietly, consumed by her own fear, she hears somebody walk in the room. Through the small gap in the door, she hears her father softly say, "It's safe to come out now, sweetie." As he says this, she sees his bright blue eyes shining through the gap in the door. She stays quiet and thinks, he's been saying this for hours now, but my dad's eyes are brown. This story's called It's Safe to Come Out Now. Late one night, a little girl was up.
This is why you should always sleep with a pet if you have one. One day, a girl named Jasmine wondered why her cat started crying after she left her alone at night. Every single night, she usually sleeps with the cat, but she forgot that night, and the cat usually purrs during her sleep. So after Jasmine buried the cat, she went to sleep, and then she woke up to someone stroking her hair and saying, "Good kitty." The kitty was just alarming Jasmine. This is why you should always sleep with a pet if you have one. One day, a girl named Jasmine wondered why her cat started crying after she left her alone.
Sounds every 2000s kid will remember. I'm sure you remember turning on your Windows XP computer and hearing this sound. Any kid who played PlayStation 2 will remember this noise. Nowadays, everyone has iPhones and Androids, but here is how Nokia bricks used to sound.
This man right here was a professional wrestler who decided to kill his wife, then his son, then himself. These deaths happened over a 3-day period. First, he strangled her. Then the next day, he put a pillow on his head and strangled him. Then he went down to his home gym the next day and then tied like a cable around his neck and then committed suicide. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of scary. This man right here was a professional wrestler who decided to kill his wife, then his son.
Here's the only way to survive a tsunami. Run the other way.
What the heck's again? Oh, my scissors to my nipples. I was going to run right into it.
Here's the only way to survive a tsunami. Run the other way.
What the heck's again? Oh, my scissors to my nipples.
Foods you've been eating wrong, part 1. Cupcakes. Everybody they normally take the little wrapper off, and then they just bite it. But then you don't have all the...
Daddy, can we go?
I took you in. Fuck you! Hey, you told me when the time came. I know. I'm sorry. Hell yeah, my crap. I took you in.
Hi kids, today I'm going to teach you about death. One of the kids says to Bonnie, "What's death, Bonnie?" And Bonnie says in a deep voice, "This is." And his face turns red, his teeth going wrong, and then he just eats the child.
If you see this man, you need to run fast. He goes by the name of Eugene Palmer, and he's in the top 10 most wanted people by the FBI. He is to be considered dangerous after allegedly killing his own granddaughter. Make sure you share this with your friends and stay safe.
There's a story about a girl who had a very strange tree house in her backyard when she was growing up. And she never knew who built it because when she moved into her new house, it was already there. Someone had already built it prior.
Really a creep.
Hey, the first time we lost Maggie was in this store. Dad, where are we going?
I'm kind of craving a milkshake. You down?
I mean, if that's what you want.
What is this?
My milkshake brings all the girls to the yard, and they're like,
Stop.
"It's better than yours, damn right.
Quiet.
It's better than yours, I can teach you, but I have to charge."
Boy, if you don't turn that crap off.
Why? You said you...
It did look very old.
Why is Granny in the room?
We're tidying the attic.
What's the attic?
It's where we keep all our old things.
Like you, Grandpa Pig.
I am the wonder what you're...
Why?
What did you get? What did you get? I need a gun.
We're tidying the attic.
What's the attic?
It's where we keep all our old things.
Like you, Grandpa Pig.
I am the wonder what you're...
Why is Granny in the room?
Please don't kill me.
How am I ever going to kill you to keep
TV, Mike.
Why?
So, me and my friends were exploring a small field with gigantic telephone.
A young woman was found dead floating in a water tank on top of a haunted hotel. January 26, 2013, Alyssa Lamb checked into the Cecil Hotel. She was on holiday from Canada. Her body was discovered after guests complained of low water pressure and a strange taste in the water. Ugh. When police investigated, they found elevator footage of Alyssa.
Abandoned by Disney, the story. One day, a vlogger thought it'd be fun to explore an abandoned Disney resort. Noticed that there was very creepy graffiti that said abandoned by Disney. We went into a room where we found a Mickey Mouse mascot that ripped its own head off and yellow blood came out. Abandoned by Disney, the story. One day, a vlogger thought it'd be fun to explore an abandoned Disney resort. Noticed that there was very creepy graffiti that said abandoned by Disney. We went into a room where we found a Mickey Mouse mascot that ripped its own head off and yellow blood came out. Abandoned by Disney, the story. One day, a vlogger thought it'd be fun to explore an abandoned Disney resort. Noticed that there was very creepy graffiti that said abandoned by Disney. We went into a room where we found a Mickey Mouse mascot that ripped its own head off and yellow blood came out. Abandoned by Disney, the story. One day, a vlogger thought it'd be fun to explore an abandoned Disney resort. Noticed that there was very creepy graffiti that said abandoned by Disney. We went into a room where we found a Mickey Mouse mascot that ripped its own head off and yellow blood came out. Abandoned by Disney, the story. One day, a vlogger thought it'd be fun to explore an abandoned Disney resort. Noticed that there was very creepy graffiti that said abandoned by Disney. We went into a room where we found a Mickey Mouse mascot that ripped...
So the first thing we need to do is walk up to the rifts, and we want to pull up the island that we're going to be taking all the props from. The code is going to be on screen now, but I'll also put it in the description and the pinned comment down in the comment section below, just in case you need it. Once you have it pulled up, all you want to do is enter the rift and then place a marker right here in front of where all the props are. There's also signs on the island that'll walk you through all the steps in case you forget any, but once you place the marker, we're going to just go back to the hub. Once you're back at the hub, you just want to head to your island that you want to bring all the unreleased props to. Once you're in your island, look around and find your marker, and then fly to the edge of the island that's closest to the marker. You're going to open up your creative menu, and you're going to grab a present from the consumables gallery. We're going to be placing a wall right there at the edge of the barrier because we're going to throw the present on the back side of the wall. So just inch your way over and throw the present so that way it hits the back of the wall and is outside of the barrier. Now all we need to do is open up the creative menu, hit the devices tab, and then, so the first thing we need to do is walk up to the rifts.
Look at me. Hey, look at me. Come on, take that costume off. It's past your bedtime. No! Baby. Mom, can you get me the new PS5 when it comes out?
No! Why? The price of it is going to be extortionate, and I need... How American parents react when their son fails a test. Hey, Mom, I failed my math test. Are you serious? You know what? Just study harder for the next one, okay, honey? How Asian parents react when their son fails a test. Hey, Mom? Why you hide behind wall? You got B again? I told you we not Asian, we Asian. Well, I didn't get a B. Then what you get? An F? I kill you, my asshole! How American parents react when their son fails a test. Hey, Mom, I failed my math test.
Story time about this little girl named Rebecca. Let's get to it. So Rebecca's birth parents left. Her dad was a drunk and her mom died in a car accident. So she got adopted from these two parents with 3 different kids. Okay, so when Rebecca came home, they met the kids, and the oldest boy, his name is Brian. He's a 15-year-old boy. Okay, and he didn't like the fact that they adopted another child because Brian's the only blood in their family besides the other couple kids that got adopted. So Brian decided one day when the parents left, he decided to wake Rebecca up, take her to outside on the porch, tied her up, and started throwing darts at her. Okay, and then took his dad's shotgun and shot her in the head. Then he decided to take a bag, a black bag, and put her in it and buried her in the backyard. And then when the parents showed up, the parents was like, "Where's Rebecca at?" He was like, nobody knew where she was. Like and comment for part 2. Stories.
As
ask you a question?
Sure, anything.
You're my dad, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So where's my mom? Why are you leaving me? Ask you a question?
Kids don't do their homework. That's where's your homework? Wow, cool cleaning product.
So
I
saw this
actually
crazy
do
video
see.
online, and I wanted to try it out for myself. It said if you put a battery in pure water, the water molecule is
Yep.
electronically...
I actually do see.
So icy, wonder why she like me. I'm drowning in water. I just barbecue and dipped it in a fountain. Everywhere that I go, it's a light show. I'm surrounded. So icy, wonder.
Cannot believe this happened on live television. Matt Johnson went onto Britain's Got Talent. He went to perform a death-defying stunt. He was strapped into a...
Today we're talking about creepy true urban legends part 2. Let's get it. Started. Today we're talking about the legend of Dog Boy. In 1954, Gerald Floyd Bettis was born. Those who knew him said he would catch stray dogs and cats and bring them to this home. Sadly, he would horrifically torture and kill them. But as he got older, his sadistic tendencies would just get worse. He imprisoned his parents in the attic, torturing them for years. Here's a picture of the attic from outside, and nobody knew about the abuse his parents were going through until his father died. He continued to abuse his mother until neighbors spotted it. Gerald was then arrested and died in prison from a drug overdose. Many people have claimed to see paranormal activity going on in the house. Flickering lights, strange noises, and moving objects have been reported. Many believe that the house is haunted by his deceased father. Today we're talking about creepy true urban legends part 2. Let's get it started. Today we're talking about the legend of Dog Boy.
This is why you should always wash your hands. In 2012, a little boy named Joseph attended a school. He was 13 and he was such a germaphobe. And every 30 minutes he would ask the teacher if he could use the bathroom. He would use the bathroom for 5 minutes just to wash his hands. Then one day, a school shooter came onto campus and he killed and shot everybody except for him. He was still washing his hands. And that's why you should always wash your hands. This is why you should always wash your hands. In 2012, a little boy named Joseph attended a school. This is what cartoon characters would look like in real life. This is a real-life glitch caught on camera. And yes, the video at the end is real.
Hey Travis, am I the funniest person on TikTok?
Brand new mystery has just been found in Fortnite and it's hidden underwater within the shark. What you want to do is go in replay mode, enter...
Here's the only way to survive a grenade blast. Turn and face away from the grenade.
What do you mean the only way to survive? There's millions of ways to survive a grenade. What I would do is I would just keep running, not just stand next to it and go... Yeah, that protect me, yeah.
Here's the only way to survive a grenade blast. Turn and face away from the grenade.
What do you mean the only way to survive? There's millions of ways to survive a grenade. What I would...
Let's shut the curtains. Oh no! What the frick?
Number 22, Stinky Donald Duck. Well guys, if you thought things couldn't get any stinkier, you were wrong. This is Stinky Donald Duck, and people say he smells like a wet bag of Doritos. And I definitely wouldn't know that, because I'm definitely not being held hostage right now. Number 20.
You will cry by the end of this. In 1998, a woman named Azita was walking her dogs one day when one of them began digging a hole and barking uncontrollably. Azita broke down in tears when she saw two little legs poking out of the ground. But then she saw the baby was still breathing. She immediately called an ambulance and rushed to the hospital. The baby was in critical condition but miraculously survived. Azita named it Matthew and immediately fell in love with him. But a family adopted Matthew and Azita was cut off all communication from him. 20 years later,
This man right here decided to shoot this man who was a pedophile because he caught him leering at kids. He said they were at a car wash and he seen him just pretending to wash his car, and then so he was tired of him staring at the kids, so he pulled out a gun and shot him and killed him. He then sent an email to like news sites and stuff saying like stop predators, and he said what that he had done. Shortly after, police caught up with him and he was arrested. So, little story. This man...
This is a red violet, so sick.
Wait! Who are you?
Roses are red, violets are sick.
Wait! Who are you?
Roses are red, violets are sick.
Wait! Who are you?
Roses are red,
Come on, we play like both no one. We are funny. That's shut up.
Scary Sounds from Space, Part 2. This is what a collision of neutron stars sounds like. This is what Saturn's moon sounds like. This is what interstellar space, the region outside our solar system, sounds like.
Things you should never search on Google Part 1. Number 1, Ed Gein Leather. So this is the actual serial killer that the movies Leatherface and Psycho were inspired by. He made furniture out of decomposed bodies and even wore his victims' faces, like for Part 2. Things you should...
I'm getting chased. He's low, what the hell? Hey, Captain!
Wait, so why we got chainsaw? Right now, we have all seen what Marshmallow actually looks like. What we haven't seen, what the inside of his mask looks like. I mean, how does he even see through that thing? Right now, we have all seen what Marshmallow actually looks like. I mean, what we haven't seen, what the inside of his mask looks like. I mean, how does he even see through that thing? I did all the research for you, and I'm about to reveal to you what the inside of Marshmallow's mask looks like in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the inside of Marshmallow's mask. As you can see, it's very simple. We just got one head strap and then 2 sets of LED lights on either side to create the colored effect. And he's using 2 black screens here in the front. Tell your friend who hasn't seen this. Right now, we have...
Mommy, I promise this story will make you cry. Dakota Reed was a 6-year-old boy in high school who was loved by many. One day while driving, him and his friend got in a car accident and died. They both aren't wearing seatbelts. When his father found out, he was heartbroken, but still decided to donate 6 of Dakota's organs. Dakota saved many lives, but the person who got his heart sent his dad a recording of his heartbeat.
What the first letter of your name says about you, Part 2. If the first letter of your name starts with a D, you're very smart, but you also like to get in trouble. If the first letter of your name starts with an S, you are very pretty, but you know you're pretty, so you're kind of cocky about it. If the first letter of your name starts with a K, you're very...
Mom, what's for dinner? Oh, shit on a stick. Yeah, when's it gonna be ready? Wait, what? We're having burgers, son. I wanted shit on a stick. Mom,
what the first letter of your name says about you, Part 2. If the first letter of your name starts with a D, you're very smart, but you also like to get in trouble. If the first letter of your name starts with an S, you are very pretty, but you know you're pretty, so you're kind of cocky about it. If the first letter of your name starts with a K, you're very outgoing, and you have a lot of friends. If the first letter of your name starts with a J, here, take a seat. Join the Kings. What the first letter of your name says about you, Part 2. If the first letter of your name starts with...
Mom, what's for dinner? Oh, shit on a stick. Yeah, when's it gonna be ready? Wait, what? What happened, Burger Son?
Real quick, guys, I just want to show you a video I took yesterday, and it was very traumatizing. The clip you're about to see is actually a spider laying all of its babies. And I know some of you guys hate bugs, so if I were you, I'd want to skip the video. Trust me, what you're about to see could ruin your life. Real quick, guys, Mommy, can we take our clothes off?
Croissant, 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 croissant. I pull up, step in the kitchen, let's go. Brand new Lamborghini, a cop car, with a pistol on my hip like I'm a cop. Have you ever met a real nigga rock star? This ain't no guitar, just
Mommy, can we take our clothes off? Why would you ask that, sweetie? Well, yesterday I walked into my brother's room, and him and Daddy and Grandpa were all naked and said that they were doing some family bonding. So I want to bond with you, Mommy. Mommy, can we take our clothes off? Why would you ask?
Alright, you ready?
Shocking but true story about the man that died and went to heaven. This man's name is Jim Woodford, and he was killed by a deadly disease. As soon as his soul left his body, he was transported through a tunnel of golden light into the pastures of heaven. He said he was approached by 3 angels that were approximately 15 feet tall. He said they had violet eyes and spoke through direct transfer of thought. After taking a tour, he was approached by a greater being. In an instant, his soul was put back into his body, and he was reunited with his family here on Earth. Shocking but true story.
This is why you should always listen to your teacher. In 2013, a little girl named Janice was just going on a field trip with her school. Then suddenly she got lost. She got lost in the Egyptian tombs. Then the whole school started looking for her. Suddenly, a janitor approached this little girl and asked her for help. This janitor was asking this little girl to help him clean. Then he said that he could help her find her class if she helped him. Then she started helping him clean the tombs, and then the janitor pushed her into the tomb and locked her there forever. Then, 30 years later, she was found. She survived by eating rats and nasty insects every single day. This is why you should always listen to your...
Sometimes, monsters are real. After his parents fell asleep at night, a 9-year-old would sneak downstairs into the kitchen and crush junk food. One night, as he's making his way downstairs, he swears he can hear someone in the kitchen, but his whole family's upstairs asleep. He peeks his head around the corner, and in the kitchen is this skinny man drinking milk straight from the carton with his back turned. The boy's terrified, sprints upstairs, tells his parents, who come right downstairs, they can't find anything. It looks like no one's been in the kitchen. And they ultimately blame their son, and they say, your imagination's just playing tricks on you. The kid knows what he saw, and for the next few days, he felt like everywhere he went in the house, he was being watched. Then one night, he's laying in bed, looking at the vent on his ceiling, and he sees a pair of eyes looking down at him. Freaks out, runs to his parents, who come in, look everywhere, find nothing, and blame him again. A couple of weeks go by, and the boy starts to notice a terrible smell coming out of the vent on his ceiling. He convinces his parents to come in and actually cut into the ceiling and go look around, and they find that skinny man, and he's dead. Sometimes, monsters are real. After his parents fell asleep,
I'm gonna make your childhood even better. In the show Mickey Mouse, the 2 voice actors who played Mickey and Minnie actually got married in real life. From the original Scooby-Doo movies, Fred and Daphne got married and actually have 2 kids together. And in the 2012 Amazing Spider-Man, the actors who played Spider-Man and Gwen fell in love while making the movie and are still together to this day. I'm gonna make your childhood even...
If you call me fat one more time, we are done.
No, love, wait. Think about the baby, though.
What baby?
You're not pregnant?
Oh, if you call me fat, this is a giant TikTok logo, and these are my favorite sodas. Today I make...
Say device. Ooh, start event. Okay, I've clicked it. What's gonna happen now? Are we at the agency? What's that noise? Oh, it's flashing, it's doing something. Oh my days, okay, it's powering up. Oh, there's a timer. Oh my god, it's the Doomsday Bunkers. Wait, they're everywhere. Oh my god, this is so sick. Oh. How do I stop it? I didn't mean for this to happen. No. Oh, damn. Okay. My bad. Oh, it blew up. What?
Whoa, that was crazy. Doomsday device.
Here's what would happen if you got swallowed by a whale. The blue whale is the largest animal on the planet, with its tongue weighing as much as an elephant. However, you shouldn't be worried about a blue whale because it's almost impossible for them to swallow a human, but you should be worried about the sperm whale. The first thing that would happen is you would be shredded by its razor-sharp teeth, which are each as big as a kitchen knife. But let's say you're lucky enough to make it past all 50 of the whale's teeth. You'll now move down the whale's throat and find it hard to breathe due to a lack of oxygen. Then you would feel hydrochloric acid eat away at your skin. After this, you will drop into the first of 4 of the whale's stomachs, and you might even see a bioluminescent squid like this. But as you go from stomach to stomach to stomach, the hydrochloric acid will break down your skin, turning you into a skeleton. Here's what would happen if you got swallowed by a whale.
This man right here decided to break into a 70-year-old woman's house, get naked, take a shower, and then cook him some spaghetti. So she said she was just chilling on the couch.
Did you know that the human body actually has an off switch? Yeah, I didn't. But today I'm going to teach you guys how to utilize that off switch to help you sleep better. Just behind your ear, you will find a bony protrusion. Now behind that, I marked an area. Rub this area lightly, and it will help you fall asleep. Did you know that the human body actually has an off switch? Yeah, I didn't. But today I'm going to teach you guys how to utilize that off switch to help you sleep better. One day, my friend Michael and I were going scuba diving. We swam along and found a houseboat that was sunken. When we went inside, we were just chilling, but then we found a little room, and there was a really weird sound coming from it. Turn your volume up and listen closely. One day...
Top 3 rarest foods in the world. Wait till the last one, I've never seen it in real life. If you want to try any of them, make sure you follow me, because it means you're not afraid to try something new. Bird's nest soup, Elmas caviar, square watermelons. Top 3 rarest food.
This has how expert plays in it.
This is Lena Medina, the youngest mother in history, who gave birth to her son at only 5 years old. This is Lena Medina, the youngest mother.
What happened inside this house gives new meaning to The Walking Dead. On November 15th, 2004, this man woke up, he went to the bathroom, he did some chores, he even got locked out of his own house and had to use a spare key to get back in. And that wouldn't be strange, except that night, Peter Porco and his wife Joan had been attacked in their bed, and Peter had been hit in the head with an axe 16 times. Peter died that morning, but Joan lived with severe facial disfigurement, and when police started investigating, they noticed some strange things. Like, there was nothing taken from the house, there was nothing out of place, and the house's security had been turned off using the Porco's secret password. And that's because the person who was convicted of these crimes is Chris Porco, their son. What happened inside this house?
Why does the devil do what he does? Well, let's look at that today. To truly understand this question, we have to have a brief history of who the devil is. So he was once one of God's angels, and it's believed that he was actually the most beautiful angel God had created. Because of this, he became prideful of himself. He desired and lusted after the power that God had. So he convinced a whole bunch of angels that God was actually bad. So God realized what was happening, and he cast him and his followers down. Because of this, he has a hatred for God, and he knows what makes God happy. God gets happy every time one of his people, us humans, go to heaven. So what's the devil going to do to spite God? He's going to try to bring all of the humans to hell. Why does the devil do what he does? Well, let's look at that today.
The story will shatter you. A man was cleaning his car one day when his 4-year-old son scratched the side of it. The man was enraged. He took his son's hands and beat them repeatedly without realizing he was using a wrench. At the hospital, the child cried, "Dad, when will my fingers go back?" The dad was devastated. He went back home where he noticed writing scratched on his car. It read, "I love you, Dad." This story will shatter you. A man was cleaning his...
What are you doing? Getting rid of the drugs. I'm just gonna throw them in the stream. It can contaminate the water. Well, then we can throw it in the forest. It's a sex drug. What if a fox eats it and tries to fuck a squirrel? What are you doing? Getting rid of the drugs. I'm just gonna... I was in the village doing doing alright. And I became a princess overnight. There's so much to learn and see. And your mom's What are you doing? Getting rid of the drugs. I'm just gonna throw them in the stream. It can contaminate the water. Well, then we can throw it in the forest. It's a sex drug. What if a fox eats it and tries to fuck a squirrel? What are you doing? Getting rid of the drugs. I'm just gonna throw them in the stream. It can contaminate. I was in the village doing alright. And I became a princess overnight. There's so much to learn and see. 2, 1.
Girl machine? How is that actually gonna work? Alright. It's open. 3, 2, 1. What the heck?
2, 1.
Girl machine? How? Every time I'm caught. That's actually gonna work. Alright. It's open. 3, 2,